Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Monday, November 20th. We're getting that much closer to Christmas, even though it doesn't really feel like it. Uh, Here in Watson, it's been absolutely gorgeous. The weather has been very, very nice. Pam, Jack, and I went up to Saskatoon on Saturday, and oh, yeah, you're outside in just a sweater, like no big heavy jacket. We have hardly anything for snow up here yet. So it's been super, super nice. Definitely isn't feeling like Christmas is right around the corner. America having their Thanksgiving this week. So yeah, there goes the weather formalities out of the way. Um, so the reason we were in Saskatoon was I did an interview with the fine people at Punch TV for their holiday special about this very book right here that I'm working on, the Blackthorn Christmas edition for 2023. Seems like every couple of years I kind of get an urge to do a Christmas story, and this year not being any different. So here is a bit of a look at the cover. This is the non-lettered version. Uh, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. It took a little bit for me to figure out kind of what I wanted to do with the cover, because I've really been noticing a trend in my covers of Blackthorn just standing there looking all stoic and stuff. So I changed it up a little bit. I didn't want to get too crazy with the cover. Um, but here's our hero here having a nice little smirk on his face. So yeah. Um, so this will be the cover. I'm thinking about, while I'm going to release it digitally, I'm really thinking about adding a few more pages and being able to put it out physically for you guys, even though it might not, like, I probably won't have it ready for you guys to purchase for the holidays. Um, I want to get it out there physically for you guys, because I hear from a lot of people that, oh, I really want your book, but like I really want it physically. So that's something I really want to be able to do for you guys. So yeah, I got about 10 pages that I got to fill, which I'm kind of on the road to that. So that'll be, I don't think that'll be too difficult. Anywho, I will show you guys. Well, I'll just throw it up on the screen so you guys can see what the full cover looks like. I'll either throw it up on the screen or I'll just post it onto my Instagram so you guys can check her out. But yeah, so work is going pretty good on the book. I'm on page 7 now. I got a nice little fight between Blackthorn and these Santa thugs. It's always fun choreographing fight scenes. Excuse me. But it's even more challenging choreographing three guys in a fight scene wearing Santa suits. it's, it's a fun little challenge. Sorry. Um, so yeah, Blackthorn's just doing his thing. He's kicking some booty and throwing down a little festive beating here. I have been listening to a little Christmas music, I can't lie. Like I said in last week's video, that I do enjoy Christmas music. A little Frank Sinatra and the boys. That's always a nice little pleasure. But as far as music goes, music is very important to these books. Um, and just my art in general. I absolutely love music. It's a huge thing for me. It's always been, to to not sound cheesy, but it's always been one of those things that's there for me, right? When, friends might fall off, family might fall off, but music is always there for me. Uh, I love all kinds of music. It doesn't really much matter what it is, whether it's rock, like everyone knows that I absolutely love metal. Like that is my thing. Um, but whether it's rock, I do like some country. That's all Pam's fault. I never liked a lick of country until we met, and just kind of broadened my horizons, we'll say. Um, I just I enjoy the passion that musicians put in. My cousin Rodney Medwood, he who lives in Ontario at the moment, he's a musician, and I remember him being a kid and just singing all the time, just kind of farting around. And now he's made it uh, a huge part of his life, which is fantastic to see. And he's really done some things with it. Like he's not just sitting on his hands with it. So it's great to see that for him, that it's become such a huge part of his life and kind of a saving grace for him. Um, so yeah, what I usually listen to while I'm working, it doesn't really matter what time of the day it is. I throw on metal. Metal is where it's at for me. The harder, the better. It seems like as I get older. Um, like I said in a previous video, people kind of think I'm a little nutso for listening to that real heavy stuff so early in the morning. Like right now, for some reason, uh, I was up at a little bit after 3. I just couldn't sleep. It just felt like someone was kept nudging me. And so, yeah, whether it was my subconscious or my grandma who passed away in March poking at me saying, "Come on, time to get up. You got stuff to do. Let's go." So, because that has been known to happen. What I don't know who believes in uh, spiritual stuff like that, but that's definitely happened on more than one occasion lately. But yeah, so so yeah, music is a huge part of stuff for me. Um, Working on comics is kind of it's where I meditate. It's it's where I feel most free. It's where I feel most comfortable, and music plays a huge part in that. And that's not something that I take lightly. It's it's a huge part of my everyday life, in all honesty. Um, so whether you love music, could care less than music, could care less about music, it's a huge part of my existence. Like I'm not one of those guys. It's like, oh, music is life. I can't live without it. But it really is like if there wasn't music for me, there would be like a void, an empty void. And music is such a huge part of the Blackthorn books because you look at the titles of my stories and they're all derived from music. Um, it's not something that I went for at the beginning, um, because if you follow my Patreon, the books that I did when I was a teenager, I didn't really have story titles for them. It was just here's issue 1, blah. Here it is. Here's issue 2, blah. Um, and even when I started this run of Blackthorn, I didn't have like story titles in mind. it just, it wasn't something that happened. So when I did issue 0, there was nothing really for a title. When I did issue 1, I called it Revelations and Reckonings, I believe it is. And that was just something that I thought of. I thought, oh, this thing has to have a title. So that's what I called it. And then with issue 2, I called it Dead Memories because of the subject matter of that issue. I never intended it to be like the title of the storyline. So, because it's Blackthorn thinking back on, you know, his wife and what happens with his wife and his son, and the jester coming and kind of ruining his life, and Boogeyman kidnapping his son and all. So it's a song title from the band Slipknot. And so Dead Memories became a big part of uh, that storyline. So that's why I ended up calling the whole collection and progressive issues going forward, issue 2, 3, 4, and 5, Dead Memories part whatever, all because of that issue and that song. If you listen to the song, you know, and the lyrical content of it, it was really fitting. So then it came around to, I was finishing up work on issue 5, and then I got the idea to do a second series. It was going to be all black and white, all violence, all bad language, you know, all that good stuff. And I had an idea. Well, I want to call it something. I wasn't sure what it was going to be, but I wanted it to reflect the tone of the book. So that's where A Cauldron of Hate came on, because I was listening to music as I was working, and Cannibal Corpse came up on my Spotify. And the Cannibal Corpse has a song called A Cauldron of Hate. So as I was listening to it, it was like, this is it. Like, this is the song. So A Cauldron of Hate derived from the Cannibal Corpse song, A Cauldron of Hate. So that's when kind of a little light bulb uh, went over my head, very cartoonish like. And I decided that metal is such a huge part of my life. It's such a huge part of my creative process. So I wanted to, without it being real like tongue in cheek, I wanted to have storylines that were based on uh, metal songs, like titles of metal songs, not because it's being lazy or anything like that. I just wanted, because it's such a huge part of my life, I wanted like the idea of the title to be the focus, the center of the story, if that makes sense. So with A Cauldron of Hate, that's, if you've read the book, that's what it's about. Like, it's Blackthorn's evil twin from another plane of existence who's come back, and he hates Blackthorn so much because he just sees the life that Blackthorn ended up having, and he just wants it. He wants to take his place, and he just has so much petty disdain and hatred for what is by and large his twin, and he just wants it. He just, it's built up inside him, and he just wants to take his place, whether that means killing Blackthorn or not. Like, he just wants it. And then that's where I came up with the name of Wraith for him. So he's a interesting character that I end up developing, just kind of from my old books to now. I kind of developed him so he was a bit of a psycho, like he's crazy, which was a lot of fun. It's always fun writing those characters because you can kind of do whatever with them. And after that was done, that's where it curtailed into Imperium, which is a Machine Head song, and it's a great song. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. So Imperium, meaning what it means. I'm not a dictionary, so you can go check it out if you want. That's where kind of the name Imperial came from for the character, because I was actually looking on my Facebook memories the other day, and I designed Imperial without even really realizing it. I had already designed him, and I ended up redesigning him unintentionally, and he looks relatively the same. But that's where the name for this next storyline that I'm working on, Imperium, is, or that's where from is that Machine Head song. And as the storylines go on, I have two more storylines after Imperium, kind of, the early stages of figuring out. And the next one is a title of a metal song. I'm not going to say what it is right now because it'll kind of, spoiler alert, I'm nowhere near done Imperium, so I'm not gonna divulge that information. And the storyline after that isn't so much about a metal song, I guess, technically, but it's about a certain character who's gonna be making their violence return. So yeah, metal. Yeah, metal, love it. So that's basically all I really have to kind of ramble on about with you guys today. Whether you dig the little combo or not, that's cool. It's a big part of my life, and if it kind of broadens your horizons a little bit, or it gets you interested in a different kind of music, that's fantastic. If not, that's cool. I'm not here to tell you what to do. So yeah, we got, what do we got coming up this week? We have, I believe, Imperium Chapter 2 either has started or is going to start this week on the Patreon. And then Imperium Chapter 1 will be coming up on my Instagram and Facebook this week. I can't remember what pages, probably I think 10 and 11 I think are coming up on Friday here. So yeah, and working on the Christmas issue. So yeah, things are chugging along here at the old Primal Studios studio. If I hear anything about Calgary Expo, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, besides that, hockey season is in full swing here, so yeah, that's always a good time. But I will let you guys go after 20 minutes of just kind of babbling on. And if you guys have any questions, any comments, of course, you can pop them in the comment section below, or send me a message on any of my social media outlets. So yeah, questions, comments, any comments really. If you have any comments about anything, about my mindless droving on about stuff, you comment about that. So yeah, what's your favorite metal album? What's your favorite metal band? Do you have any particular genre that you like the most? Who's your favorite country artist? Who's your favorite rock band? Who's your favorite pop artist? Like, music is so broad and diverse that to say I only like this kind of music because of whatever, like, you can't have macaroni and cheese every night, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hit me up with those comments, questions, and I really want to build this channel and these little chats around stuff that not only I'm interested in, but stuff that you guys are interested in. Um, one of these days, one of these weeks, maybe I'll talk about mental health, because that plays a big part of my life. Um, and just, whatever. You know, I'm here to talk about whatever. If you guys have a certain subject you are wondering what my thoughts are on, you know what to do. Comments, send me a message. We'll get chatting about stuff. Nothing is off topic. Nothing is out of range. So, I'm always here. If you guys need to talk about anything, I'm here. Let's make these little chats about whatever. All right? It just happens to be about comics. It just happens to be comics derived. Besides that, anything goes. All right? I will catch you guys next week. Until then, stay safe, be kind to one another, keep your coffee hot and your metal hard. All right, later.